Hey, hey there. What's going on? What am I up to? Not much. Just taking a walk in the woods. What's that, you ask? What's on my head? Oh, let me tell you about what I have on my head. It's a new headlamp that I'm trying out. And so, let me show you a little bit about this headlamp I got. And I'll tell you how you can get one. And so, let me get a little closer. So this headlamp has motion sensor. You turn it on, you can turn it off with just a swipe of your hand. Right now I have just the red light feature. Now the motion sensor could be turned on, turned off, depending on if you want to use the motion sensor. Like I said, all you do is swipe your hand. That's on. Swipe your hand. That's off. So there's different modes of swipe your hand, swipe on, swipe off, and I'll show you. So right now, that is off. That is the spotlight. That is the spotlight on high. That is the floodlight. That is the red light. So that is your options when you're doing motion. Now if you're not doing motion, you press the front button, and that's your spotlight. That's your spotlight on high. That's your floodlight. That's your red light. And that's your emergency light. So, again, you can turn your motion light on or off. Right now, I don't got it on. I'll turn it on. And all you do is swipe your hand. Now this is the spotlight. On, you swipe off. Now if you want to change the mode, you reach back, press the back button. That's the spotlight. That's the floodlight. Do the swipe. Swipe. Off. Swipe. On. Pretty interesting product. And so, pretty bright. Got a tree here. This is the floodlight. Now if I just do a spotlight, right there's the spotlight. I don't know if you can tell. And that's on high. So the max lumens on this is 500 lumens. And so later in this video, I will go ahead and show you and tell you more about this headlamp. Now let's go for a walk in the woods and see how it does. So I'm approaching the woods and I'm using my floodlight. That way it gives me a wide spectrum to see here. And so that's what you would want to use on this particular headlamp, is the floodlight. Now I have this on the hand motion, and all I got to do is, if I want to turn it off, is just swipe. It's off, then swipe back on. And so, pretty good. Now I'm going to reach back, turn it off, Now this is the red light, and that's the spotlight. So I want to show you how well the spotlight works. This is the spotlight on low, and this is the spotlight on high. We're back to the floodlight. So the floodlight works pretty good for when you're walking through the woods and trying to light up a big area. And the spotlight is good for if you want to shine it on an area. And I'll show you. That's low. Oops. That's low. That's high. Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name's John Coffey, and I am the Unpaved Explorer. So how did you like the demonstration of the Etrobot Headlamp? And so it's a little bit different. I decided to do the demonstration at the beginning of the video instead of the end of the video. And so let's discuss this Etrobot Headlamp. So it comes in a box, just like this. And let me read you a little bit on this packaging. So its maximum lumens is 500. It's got a hand sensor or a motion sensor. It's fast charging, and it's made out of a silicone material. It's waterproof up to IPX4. It says make sure the lamp is fully charged before each use. Do not turn the torch on when it's being charged. Do not shine it directly into other people's eyes or animals' eyes. And do not leave the battery in a discharged state. And so, what comes in the box? You get the headlamp, charging cord, owner's manual, and you get these fastening clips to put on safety helmets, such as work helmets, hard hats, rock climbing safety hats, bike hats, whatever hats that require a clip. You get 4 of them. And so let me show you this lamp here. It's a little bit different than most of the lamps that you see. And the reason being is that the headlamp that you normally see is on your forehead. This one actually sits on the right side of your head. And I'll put it on. So, and you know when it's properly on your head, you can tell by how it rests. So while it's on my head, I'll show you. So this right here is the spotlight. It has a low setting and a high setting. This is your floodlight. Your floodlight has a 230 degree spectrum, wide spectrum. And these right here are your red lights and your emergency lights when they flash. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you how it operates. I showed you how it operated in the demonstration, but I will show you in depth. This is an in-depth use and operating, in my opinion, preview. And so on top, you got two buttons. One is the power button and mode, and one is to turn on the motion if you want to operate it by motion. And these are your indicator lights. And this is just a rear light so that it could be, you get seen from behind. It doesn't shine. It's just a recognizable light. And so let me put this on. Now it has adjustable headband. The headband front part is made out of silicone. The headlamp itself right here has a rubberized silicone coating. Fits pretty comfortable on your head. It's got elastic band. It's pretty light. And so also these bands that clip onto your helmets, you just slide it through the slit here. And it's your standard charging cord. So how do you turn this on? So the very front button on top is the on, off, and mode select. In the back is your motion. So when you turn it on, your first click, it'll be your spotlight low. And I'll turn sideways here so it doesn't blind you. Okay, that's your spotlight low. You press the button one more time. That's your spotlight high. One more time. That's your flood. Next one is your red light. Next one is your emergency. Then one more click off. So there's 5 modes. Your front button is your power on. You press it once, it turns it on, and when it turns on your low spotlight. Click it one more time, which is your second click. It turns on your spotlight to high. And then you click it again, your third click, it's your floodlight. Your fourth click, it's your red lights. Your fifth click, it's your emergency light. Now you could also, and the back button turns on your motion sensor. And it just doesn't turn it on. And also, it will select your spotlight at low. You click it one more time, the back button, then put the floodlight on. Then one more time, it turns your red lights on. Now that back button won't go all the way to your emergency lights. And so what you can do though, so that you have 4, is you turn it on your power with your front button, okay, and then you turn your motion sensor on, okay. I'll show you the motion sensor. What it is, you go, swipe off, swipe on, swipe off, swipe on. So I just turned it off. Okay, swipe off. Now I'm reaching in the back. See the light here? This is just your light so that people can see you from behind. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. So your back button, which turns on your motion sensor, you could use it to turn on the lamp. That's low. and you swipe. Oops. Got to get used to it. Okay. So your back button, when you turn it on for your motion, it's on low spotlight. Second button, high spotlight. Third button, flood. Fourth push, it's your red lights, but you don't get your emergency. Now you could get your emergency light by the front button, but you don't got motion. So that's your low, your high, your flood, your red, then your emergency. Your emergency can't be activated with your motion button. So, like I said, your motion button, swipe, oops. You got to get within like 6 inches of the swipe. Now you can choose your mode. That's low. You can choose your high and do the motion sensor. Or next is your flood. Your red light. Oops. So now that sensor is pretty sensitive. So when you're out in the woods and if it's buggy out, probably don't want to have your motion sensor on if you're swiping at bugs. You'll be turning on and turning off your headset way too many times. And so you ask, well, when would you want to use your motion sensor? Well, I think a good time to use your motion sensor is, let's just say you're working on your car and your hands are really dirty and you don't want to be, you got oil and grease all over your hands. And so you want to use your headlamp on motion so that you don't get oil and grease all over your headlamp. And so, or I'm trying to think when else you want to use it. And so if you're fishing and it's nighttime and you're cleaning your fish and you got, guts, blood all over your hands, you don't want to put it all over your headlamp and in your hair or something like that. That's when you would want to use a motion. And what's good about this headlamp is you don't got it up front here. So if you're working underneath your car, you don't have to worry about your headlamp hitting the parts or anything like that. So it gives you a little bit more room. And so, well, I hope this demonstration you got to see about this headlamp here. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you how you could get a headlamp for yourself. And so you could go to my video description, and the name of this is Etrobot Headlamp. And so you get it on Amazon. Type in Etrobot Headlamp, or if you're in my video description, click on the link. And the price is $15.99 for a 1-pack and $29.99 for a 2-pack. And so they did give me a 15% discount code to offer to anybody who's interested in purchasing one. As long as you go through my link, and well, I don't even think you don't even have to go through my link. You just go to their site and then you enter in the discount code. It's 15% off. And so, but it's only good. It's a limited time discount code, and it's good till May 2nd, 2022. And so again, this headlamp is Etrobot Headlamp, and It's got 5 modes, 500 lumens, 2.9 ounces, so under 3 ounces. It's lightweight, waterproof, up to its waterproof rating is IPX4. It's made out of silicone. This is your spotlight, floodlight, red light, emergency light. You got your motion sensor. So, well, I hope you like this demonstration, and I hope you like this headlamp. It's unique. It's different than most of the headlamps you do see, and so I like it. I think it's a very interesting product, and I'm gonna keep using it and keep testing it and see how it does. So check it out. This headlamp may be for you. It may not be for you. You'll just have to check it out. And if you're worried about, so the headlamp here, if you're worried about it not shining down, if you're walking, you want to use your floodlight. But if you want to use the spotlight does angle downward a little bit. And so when I was in the woods, I'd be walking on the path, I'd be using the floodlight. And then if I wanted to spot something, get more detail, I'd use the spotlight. So, well, if you have any questions or comments, please place your questions and comments in the comments section below. As always, all questions, all comments are welcome. Again, my name's John Coffey. I'm the Unpaved Explorer, and I'm out of here. You take care. Keep exploring the outdoors. I'll catch you on the next exploration. Bye now. I'm out of here.